Now, some state lawmakers are calling for more regulations on guns.
And for a lot of people, this is becoming white noise for obvious reasons. It's something that we've heard over and over again in the last decade. Governor Newsom announcing today that the state is going to try and speed up the process of passing gun control laws. Fox 40 Capitol reporter Ashley Zavala joining us live to explain what all this means. Ashley.
Well, Eric and Sinceri, as we speak, California lawmakers here at the state capitol are working on passing those gun control related bills that are at about the halfway point in the legislative process. Normally, if passed, these bills would be signed by the fall, but Governor Gavin Newsom wants to speed up that timeline. He says he wants to see those bills on his desk ready to sign by the end of next month.
We mean business. We are resolved in this fight. We're not giving up. We're not giving in to the cynicism. We're going to turn this around.
Governor Gavin Newsom and Democratic legislative leaders vowing to fast-track gun control bills through the state legislature following a series of shootings in the state and across the country.
We have to turn it around before another neighbor, mother, teacher, or child is senselessly ripped from our worlds.
The bills include one modeled after Texas's abortion law, allowing private citizens to sue the makers and sellers of illegal assault weapons and ghost guns. Some have raised concerns about its legality. The governor confident it will be effective.
We want to save lives. They use that to put women's lives at risk. We're going to use that, the door they open, that law and that process, to enforce a private right of action to get these guns off the street.
Other bills include efforts to strengthen ghost gun restrictions, a bill allowing local governments and the state attorney general to sue gun makers and sellers, and one that restricts advertising firearms to minors. These would add to the more than 100 gun laws already in the state.
I think we need to take a pause here and mourn with the victims.
Republican Assemblyman James Gallagher says there are other public safety efforts the governor could fast track, including putting an end to some early release policies for felons in California prisons, or going through the backlog of gun violence restraining orders that would take guns from people who shouldn't have them.
So we need to start talking about the underlying conditions and other issues that are leading to these mass shootings. Another gun law, our history shows, is not going to solve that problem.
So while lawmakers work through this debate, Governor Newsom says he wants urgency clauses added to these gun control bills. That means as soon as he signs them, they would go into effect. Reporting live at the state capitol, Ashley Zavala, Fox 40 News.